As a 21-year-old girl, I can say that I've had my fair share of good and bad relationships, and I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Chasing a boy who didn't love me back, or getting chased by a boy that I couldn't love back. Each experience hurts in a completely opposite way, yet each situation fills my stomach with emptiness and uncertainty. Sometimes I feel that I will never fill this hole. This blogger explained something to me that shot the truth at me like a pistol. If I learn and understand how to naturally come across love without force, maybe one day I can fill this void that haunts me day to day. Why do we fight for love? Should love even be something that we have to fight for? I know what it is to love so deeply that it hurts your soul, and that wasn't something I had to try and do. It wasn't something I had to force or make happen. It came naturally, it came strongly, and it came passionately. Yet so many of us fight for relationships that aren't working, mainly with people who aren't willing to put in the same amount of effort as we are. And why? Because we're programmed. Programmed to believe that we should fight. Is it not true that virtually every love-themed movie promotes fighting for love, chasing the girl, making it work? However, we fail to realize that the scripted relational problems between these two characters are resolved within 90 minutes. Our real-life issues are far too complex to be resolved in such a short amount of time. So we compare ourselves to them and buy into the media craze that tells us that no matter what, we have to fight. We cannot give up. We have to stay. How about all these love songs that are blasting through our speakers? Okay, half of them are about broken hearts and the man that you're going to leave, yada yada. But what about the other half? The half that feeds us these ideas that we have to try and keep trying. What they don't tell us is when we should stop. When enough is enough. When all of our efforts have led to nothing. When do we walk away? So we fight. We get used, mistreated, unappreciated, and a whole bunch of other shit. It is our own fault. But we do it in the name of love. In the movies, he chases the girl and she eventually comes around. But what happens in real life when you chase and chase and chase and she still chooses to leave? Or what about those reality shows where he proposes and it's magical and fantastic and supposed to be real? What happens when after years of stringing you along, he walks out? Are you still gonna fight? What the fuck are we putting ourselves through? Life is more complex than 90 minutes on a film or 3 minutes on the radio. And sometimes fighting is not the best answer. I know they say you fight hard for what you love. But love is such a natural thing when it's genuine. It shouldn't be a fight. And that's it. Most of the time, if not all the time, we're fighting to get someone else's love. We are fighting on behalf of another person. As if trying to get them to see what we feel is so real and apparent, trying to make them as invested as we are. When will you stop trying? Putting an effort to make someone love you is unrealistic. You can't make someone invest time that they don't want to. And if the other person can't make that natural, effortless, heartfelt decision to love you back, then that isn't something you should fight for at all. At some point, you have to want to better yourself. You have to know that you deserve better. Stop fighting, stop chasing, and let it come naturally.